What's going on, people? This is a CEO, Octavian Anthony, and I'm actually located, guys, in Putian, China. This is home of Nike. I wanted to come on and first of all, I want to just say thank you for everyone who ordered Nikes yesterday, guys. If you guys, I wanted to give you a little update on the situation in Putian. There's a typhoon here for the next 2 to 3 days. So if you ordered shoes, normally they will go out same day, right? From China, which would be the same like getting it from the United States. But because of the typhoon today, guys, and I think probably tomorrow as well, the wind is blowing, it's raining all day. I don't know how bad it's going to get here in China, but at the current state, it's not too bad. All right. But what happens is it seems like a lot of the shipping companies are closed here that I normally see. So probably within tomorrow or the next day, depending on how the typhoon is, guys, we are going to ship out those shoes for you. So this video is basically for you guys becoming a sneaker reseller, right? And this is one of the reasons I'm coming on to give you guys an update and give you some info on what entails on becoming a sneaker reseller, right? So becoming a sneaker reseller, guys, the only thing you're going to be doing differently is you're going to be basically getting the shoes at our cost, at our wholesale cost, and you're basically piggybacking off of my buying power. All right. So normally I buy probably 300 to 500 shoes, depending on the model. If it's a shoe that has not been released yet, normally I'll do 500 pair. All right. And so what I'll do with this group, if you guys want to become a reseller, or if you know anybody that wants to become a reseller, we will basically be selling UA, which means unauthorized shoes. Meaning, when you say what does UA mean, it's unauthorized shoes, meaning that Nike didn't give us permission to sell them. That's the only difference. Now, when it comes to being using the same material, being a real shoe, it is a real shoe. We consider that authentic because it's the same shoe that is sold by Nike. But UA means it's unauthorized, meaning they didn't call me up and say, hey, Mr. Anthony, I'm going to give you a license to sell these shoes in Nike or Champs or Foot Action or Foot Locker. They didn't give me license. I don't need them. I have the actual direct source to their factory where they produce the shoe. So why would I need a license? Now, in USA terms, legally, I would need a license, but I'm not in the United States. I'm in China. And when in China, there are no laws, there are no rules. You can sell whatever the hell you want to sell when you're in China, right? Ain't no police can come here to China and lock me up for selling official shoes from the Nike factory. Not a one. And I ain't scared. Right? So that's the benefit that you guys have. And to be honest with you, when I sold authorized shoes or unauthorized shoes from China, I had over probably 500 to 1,000 pairs taken from my warehouse. I was locked up for selling real shoes. A lot of people were selling these shoes in StockX, the GOAT, and had verified receipts. They were selling shoes for $3,500. I had a girl to sell shoes for $4,500. She had bought 50 pairs and was showing me every time she was selling them. Kind of made me a little jealous. It's like, I'm wholesaling shoes, and these people making $4,500 off the shoes. I mean, that's a freaking job, right? And so a lot of people are asking, are these real? Yes, they are real. Will they pass StockX or the GOAT apps? Yes, they will, but it is a 50-50 chance, guys, because basically I always tell everybody that when people are testing shoes, it's subjective, right? A lot of people who test shoes, it's a job. It's part of the way they make money, right? Listen, if you know about some of these companies like StockX, they charge you to test your shoes to tell you if they're fake or not. So you're going to pay a fee. Imagine if 1,000 people send a shoe in and you're paying $20 for them to check it out of the sale price of your shoe. That's 1,000 times $20. That's extra income that they're making, guys. These people are not experts. The only way you are able to check a shoe, and I want you guys to be able to understand what I'm saying. The only way that you're able to pass a shoe is only if you are a certified inspector from Nike. So when you guys go and listen to StockX and say, oh, it didn't pass, these are just regular people who's been in the shoe industry for a while and they've been buying shoes. So they're doing it off their assumption. There's no validity, guys. It's all a hustle. Now, if you were buying shoes that had terrible quality material, I would agree, because even I can tell, right? You can feel a shoe and tell how much it weighs. You can smell a shoe to see if it's the actual glue that the Nike factory uses and see if it's a cheaper glue. All these things you can tell, right? But when it gets to where these shoes are using the same material and serial numbers and using the same suppliers as Nike, can't tell, guys. I don't care what people tell you, it's impossible. These people are not certified through Nike. They don't do inspections for Nike. The only people that can literally pass a shoe is the ones that Nike hires. StockX doesn't have Nike employees, guys. The GOAT doesn't have Nike employees, guys. It's a hustle. They charge you, right? And so you got to get your hustle on as well, guys. If you have access to the plug, which I'm the plug, baby. I'm here in Putian where Nike is. The Nike factory is right up the road from my hotel. I have all the manufacturers in Putian. Listen, they know we do big numbers. So whatever we ask for here in China, we get. There's not one Chinese that can compete with what we can do based upon the power that we have here in China. And when I say power, I mean buying power, right? And so this is what you guys are going to have an opportunity to do. You don't even have to really know anything about shoes. Listen, you could be a single mother. You can log into this video and you can start purchasing any product that we post, because I only post shoes that are top sellers. I do the research myself. And the way I do it, I look at what's sold in Europe. I look at what's sold in the US from a lot of the manufacturers that are already selling here in Putian, right? And then I also go on the GOAT app. I go on StockX. I go on all these apps to show what are the new releases. You do not have to do any homework. You can be a house mom. You could be a prostitute just getting off the pole, and now you want to change your life and give your life to Jesus. You want to do something different, but still a little shady. You can now resell shoes that are authentic, but just unauthorized, meaning I didn't get permission to sell these from Nike, and I don't need permission. I'm a grown man. What I need permission for? If I want to go outside, I can go outside. I don't have to ask my mama or daddy to go outside. So I got to ask Nike if I can sell an official shoe. Guys, did you know? A lot of you probably don't know. Did you know a lot of these companies, especially Nike, they have a contract with the main supplier or main manufacturer, right? After they run out of the production, or after they do their certain amount of numbers in the factory, they go to a second tier factory in this same city. So you have a first tier factory that gets the normal contract with Nike. And then you have a second tier factory, which are the replica factories, meaning they have their own side hustle that they're selling replicas, and they do them in different qualities. They have low quality, they have medium, they have a step right above medium, and then they have authentic. The highest of the highest, meaning the same material, the same everything, the same stitchings, everything. Like, I've seen behind the curtain, you guys have not, but I've seen behind the curtain where I've looked at invoices and bills from suppliers that the factories supply in the US, like Foot Locker, like these stores of this sort. I've seen the invoices and seen the bills, and I've seen second tier factories, not Nike, but the second tier factories send orders of shoes, 5,000 pair, to Foot Locker. I saw this 6 years ago. This is what I used to try to teach people about the shoe industry and how, things are done behind closed doors that people don't know anything about. And a lot of people call me and say, hey, man, do you guys do official or original shoes? Yeah, we do. We have Nike's Connect. We have all the factories here in Putian, right? That used to be something like taboo. People never used to like to talk about where the shoes came from, right? Because they didn't want to give information to people in the United States. They didn't want people to know in the US where shoes came from. Everybody, it's public info now. You can go on the internet and see where shoes are produced, but actually getting here and watching the manufacturers produce the shoe is totally different. You can know all day where your shoes come from, but if you're not physically here inspecting, like when my shoes are made, I'm in the factory looking at what they're doing, because I don't trust people. You know how y'all guys don't trust people like giving money and sending money overseas? I don't trust people. I have to be watching what they're doing when they're producing, because what happens is if you're negotiating the price down so low, the Chinese manufacturers want to make some profit. So they'll exchange out some product. Instead of them using leather, they'll use PU, or instead of them using a good thread, they'll use a cheaper thread. They'll use things that you will never know that's happening in the production of the shoe. And when you get it, it doesn't last as long. And then it's not like the original shoe, right? You do not have to worry about that when you're purchasing from us. You don't even have to be an expert, guys. I'm not even an expert, but all you got to do is research. Like, I'm not no expert at shoes, but I've become so good in distinguishing what is copy, what is replica, what is UA. I'm so good at it now. And I've only been doing this now for 3 years with these shoes. We've been doing business for 6, but as far as the shoes, we were doing those for 3 years. And in a 3-year span, I learned so much about production and so much about how manufacturers cheat sellers in the United States. In the US, you know what? We be thinking sometimes we getting the best quality, and it's not even the best. Let me tell you what Chinese do. They'll give you 3 qualities, and they'll see how much knowledge you have or how much wisdom you have on actually knowing the product. They won't say a thing. It's like they'll mix the shoes up. And they used to do this in the hair game too when we sold hair, right? They will mix the shoes up. They will know which one is the best quality. And then they'll say, what do you think? And you'll go through the shoes, and they're just going to see how smart you are, how much you know, or how dumb you are. So they'll give you the worst quality. They'll give you a quality that's okay, but not the worst, but in the middle. And what most people do is they pick the medium quality instead of the highest quality. And so the factory is like, they don't know any difference than authentic and medium, because the factories in China, especially the ones that work with Nike, like Nike is here where I'm at, right? The ones that work directly, like very close to Nike, they make medium quality so good you can hardly tell. Now the experts can. You're right. The experts can really tell. But if you're an amateur, and let's say you're just starting out in the shoe game, the medium quality factories make the medium quality so good now, it's very difficult for you to tell if you're new in the game if this shoe is authentic. You got to be doing this for a long time. I mean, you got to be in the game buying shoes for 7, 8 years. You actually have to know the process from beginning to start, from R&D and inspection and all that stuff, right? But what I noticed when I used to be in, because here's what I do when I'm home. I study all companies. And it's crazy because when the Chinese manufacturers hear me talk, they like, this dude is like a ghetto genius. Because everywhere I go in the US, I'm always looking at the back of the tag in my clothing to see where it comes from. When I go to H&M, yeah, I go to H&M and go look at the clothing in there, because I do my that's my research. When I go to Walmart, I look at the labels on the back, and people are like, why are you looking at labels? Because once I started coming to China and start seeing how things were produced, I wanted to understand which stores in the US were buying from which manufacturers and which factories they were getting it from, so I can go and copy what they were doing. Life is just about copying and replicating stuff. So I would go to H&M, I would go to Ross, I would go to all these stores and look at the back of the tags and say, okay, China, Vietnam, Turkey, wow, Indonesia. All these places I would look on the back of the tags. And then even with Nike, I started seeing, okay, so the 2 countries that mostly make Nike is China and Vietnam. So I got to go to these countries. I just get on a plane and go. I don't even talk about, or I just get on I don't know anybody in the countries. I just get up and go. One thing about me is I'm a risk taker. And that's why people love working with me, because I would take risks. I don't care if it's an ocean that's full of alligators. I'm going to figure a way out to get across that ocean. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to figure a way. That is the same thing that I do with trade and do with e-commerce and do with business. When I want something, I'm going to go get it. When people told me, man, I just need you to go to China, man, and find me some authentic shoes because I want to be a reseller. When I was back in the US 6 years ago and I had this connection here in Putian, because I have relationships with people here. When you spend millions of dollars, you actually start to have relationships, real friends. It don't start off that way. But when you pay millions of dollars to people's accounts, you no longer become black. You become green to them. So now I actually have friends here in Putian and I'm green now. I'm no longer black. There's no color here. What you guys see on this screen is not the same color that the factory see. They see green, not what's on this screen. And so anywhere that I want to maneuver, any way that I want to work, they are willing to cooperate and they are willing because if you were here right now to look at the market in China, it's nothing like it used to be. The streets are like a ghost town. There are no foreigners here. Even when I go out of my hotel and I go out in the street, everybody's looking at me like I'm a billy goat or I'm a goat that's walking in the city that's gotten loose from a farm and they've never seen me before. That lets me know that the current situation of China is not the same as it was 6 years ago. People have disappeared. No foreigners. There's no Europeans here, no black people. I don't even see Africans. And normally, everywhere in China, you're going to see an African somewhere. But when I got here, there were none. I'm the only African you will see. When they see me, the first thing they say is Fei Jolen, that means African. And I'm like, Megwa, I'm from America. Oh, because we look alike, right? Same as you look at Asians, you think everybody's Japanese. All my family call everybody Japanese. If you got your eyes are squinted, everybody is a Japanese, right? It's not being racist, but that's what you see and that's what you perceive because that's all you know. If a lot of people from the US, only thing they see is Chinese vendors posting shoes, let me tell you something, people. You will never get high quality from a Chinese vendor. I want to repeat this to you guys. You, as an American buyer, you will never get Chinese authentic quality because that shoe costs way too much and the Chinese make way too less on profit. Chinese are about making profit. And if it ain't no profit, they will not sell it to you. So what they will do is they will sell you a medium quality, just a step above the medium, but not authentic, and will trick you, and you will spend your hard-earned money and spend more money than what that product is worth. When you got people like me that know the game, I pay for the partnerships, I have buying power, so I'm on the same level playing field as Chinese. The only difference is I know shoes very well. I buy shoes a lot. I compare. Listen, when I get a shoe from the manufacturers here, I go to Foot Locker and I take my shoe off and put them side by side. As a matter of fact, I think I will do a video like that. Buying a shoe from Putian, taking it to Hong Kong to Foot Locker, taking off my shoes and comparing them side by side and doing a comparability test to let you guys see that what I'm talking about is the gospel. Because no matter how much I come on here and tell people, look, you can make $100,000 selling shoes. We've had people to purchase from us and make six figures selling authentic UA, meaning these are unauthorized by Nike, but they are authorized by you, and they've made six figures. I made seven. It wasn't just selling shoes. It was selling AirPods and Apple products and all sorts of products here from China, but it was all sourced from China. Now we are working on a development, and here's what I do, and here's what I try to teach everybody to do that comes in under our branch, right? Find a product that you can sell that's going to generate you income. Don't focus on selling this product for 6 years. You do it for 1 year. When you re-up and you get your money together, whether it's 20,000, 30,000, you take that money and then you invest in something that you really want to do. I've taken my money and I invested in real estate. And now I'm investing in technology here in China, where I created my own live streaming box that I have other investors coming in on board and say, hey, if you invest in our first 1,000 piece order or 100 piece order, I think we're going to do 100 pieces first. If you invest in this 100 piece order, you guys are going to get our discounted rate and you're going to be of the core investors, meaning you're going to get a price that's never going to be given again. Because this is a prototype that we're producing. This is what I've taken my shoe money and invested in technology here in China. This technology is brand new. It's nowhere to be found all over the world, guys. We are going to be the first innovators of this technology. And so I try to teach people, don't try to focus on doing the same thing for like 5 years. Get in this official Nike game. You don't have to know anything. Let me teach you how to make money. Let me show you how to make money. Here's what I will help you guys do. I will assist you. When you join us and you become a reseller and you purchase a minimum of 10 pair of the shoes, I'm going to create a website for you for free. Let me say that again. That lets me know that you're putting skin in the game. We're going to act the same way as a bank. The way a bank acts is that in order to give you money or in order to give you an investment or a loan, you have to put some skin in the game, whether it's 10%, 15%, and then the bank will give you, 100,000, 200, 300,000. So we're going to do the same thing with the shoe resellers. You have to put some skin in the game, meaning you have to invest in yourself, not me. I'm making money already, right? Invest in yourself. If this is something you really want to do and you really want to focus on this, create a website. We will create it for you free, but you must meet the requirement of doing 10 pair as a reseller. You're probably going to end up spending $1,000, $1,200, right? But you're going to get 10 pair of shoes that you can rock with and sell. And this is how you do it. Whatever you spend on the shoe, double it. That's all you have to do. Double the price of the shoe, right? So if you spend, and what you want to do is look for shoes that are very expensive in the $300 range, $400 range, that are selling for 500, 200. And whatever you pay to buy the sneaker from us, double the price, put the original money back in the investment, and you can keep the other half. This is a business. This is what you're running, guys. It's very simple to do, right? So you're going to save up your money, take your money out of the bank, invest in 10 pair of shoes, because that's what you have to do if you want to really start a business. We'll give you all authentics. There's no medium quality. I don't play around with the quality, guys. If it's not authentic, I do not purchase it. I'm in Putian. If you order today, it ships tomorrow. There's no longer waiting for it to go to my warehouse in Guangzhou. I'm no longer in Guangzhou. I'm in Putian, the city where the shoes come from. I'm staying here in this shabby hotel. But anyways, I'm here for at least until you guys want to invest and place your orders. It will take me a day. Well, not today. There's a typhoon here, and I ain't crazy. I know what typhoons is like. Ain't nothing but a elevated hurricane. When the typhoon is over tomorrow, when you guys invest and spend your money, you must do, let me see, because you guys might not have a whole lot of money. So here's the thing. I will let you invest in five pair, because a lot of you don't have a whole lot of money and you're trying to get your money up. So the minimum MOQ is 5. And here's what I will do. If you go to 10, I'm going to discount the shoes a little bit because I can get a discount on shipping if I'm shipping more shoes per customer. All right. And so, and I haven't told any of my agents this yet. So if you guys are watching this video, this promotion that I'm giving you is strictly from my mouth. So nobody in the company knows about this promotion. And this is normally how, it just depends on how I feel. I do promotions in the spur of the moment and nobody in the company knows, right? So if they don't watch my video, even my employees, they have no clue what I'm talking about. So they have to go and listen to the video as well, right? So you can tell them, and that'll make them listen to the video. Hey, the CEO came on and said he's going to do a reseller package where he will allow us to buy a minimum of 5 pairs. But again, I'm going to have 2 tiers. You can buy 5 sneakers, all authentic. You don't have to ask the question, these are authentic. I'm telling you now in the video, everything I'm selling to you is a real shoe. Okay? You don't have to ask the agent. I'm telling you from the CEO's mouth, right? Because I'm the one who's picking the shoes out from the manufacturers. And I inspect everything here. I ain't Chinese. My eyes are big as hell, and I can see string from a mile away. If it's coming out the shoe, I can see anything. So everything as far as inspection wise is going to be up to par. It's going to be perfect. All right. So I'm going to let you guys come in at 5 pairs of shoes. So you're going to at least need probably, let's see, just most of the shoes are 140 if you're buying like J4s or Jordan 11s. Most of those are 140, right? Unless it's like a specialty shoe. But let me see something. If you did 5 pair, that's at 140. That's $700 right there. And then you got to pay shipping. Okay. So I will let you guys do a minimum of 5 authentic pairs. And then I'll have a tier of 10 authentic pairs of shoes that you can buy. And this is how you guys need to buy. Man, y'all need to start thinking when y'all investing, right? Don't buy no shoe that costs $90 retail in the store. Or like I see a lot of people buying the um the AJ, what is it? The Air Force Ones. I wouldn't buy that shoe, man, because it's not a lot of room or profit in that shoe, right? When you're reselling shoes, buy a shoe that has a lot of room in it so you can kind of manipulate the price and the profit, right? Why would you go find a shoe that's only selling for like $110? That don't make sense. To me, it don't, right? To you, it may. You might have a market that love cheap shoes or whatever. I would find a shoe if I was a reseller that's going to range anywhere from 200 on up. Because now, if you're paying 140, the shoe is worth $60 profit. You got $60 profit. You got to you that concludes your shipping, right? So that's a $60 window. And think about it. You don't have to double profit on every shoe, but whatever you sell it for, let's just say you get the shoe for you get it for 140 and 160, right? That's just 20 bucks profit so far. So you got to raise your shoe up enough, and don't try to hit people in the head to the white meat, because you want to keep selling these shoes to these clients over and over and over and over. So don't try to make like $100 per pop off of each shoe. Put some commission in, like maybe 20, 30 bucks. 30, just look at it and say, how much money, like think realistically, guys, when y'all selling shoes, right? Or any product. Look at yourself and say, okay, so the time that I have to get this product shipped from China, it's going to take 7 days for Mr. Anthony to put it in the mail. My client going to get it in 7 days. So that's going to give speed, right? You're getting speed because I'm here and I'm shipping it myself. On top of that, your customer's getting an authentic shoe. You ain't got to worry about it not being real. It's going to be real. That's number two. Number three, when you're reselling these shoes, you don't want to sell it at a huge profit. So what is your salary worth on an hourly basis? Are you worth $10 an hour? Are you worth $20 an hour? So you can calculate how much time does it spend for you to go and advertise your product on Facebook. If it takes an hour, what are you worth an hour? Right? That's what you should put your profit as. So if you feel you working today for your business and you feel like you're worth $25 an hour, put $25 profit on your shoe. So if you buy it for 140, add $25 or add $30 onto it. Now you're making $30 an hour. Because if you can sell a shoe every hour, you're making 30 bucks. You guys get the drift? If you want to make $40 an hour, put a $40 profit in there. So now a shoe that you bought for 140, you're paying 180 for it. That's $40 profit. You sell 10 shoes, 400 bucks, man. So you guys got to understand how to price your shoes. A lot of you want to make $200 off every shoe. You can't do that because you want repeat customers. You want word of mouth for it to spread to other people. Say, hey, got talking. I tell you, got the lick, boy. He's selling them shoes for like the 140 my need. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a good 240, 250. And you repeating, it's rinse, wash, and repeat. You're repeating that cycle over and over and over and over. By the time you look up, you're gonna be done sold 300 pairs of shoes at $40. That's 12 grand. That's a lot of Skrilla. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of bread, guys, right? And so you can make a living off of this. But here's the thing: I don't want you guys to focus on selling shoes. This is just a platform, guys. See, what people think is when you start selling shoes, you got to stay in the realm of selling shoes. No, you don't. You listen, you only do things as a platform so people can know, hey, this is the go-to person for sneakers. Maybe I wonder, can they get bags? Once people start going to you for a certain product, you can start upselling for other products that you have that you can also get from us here too in China. We got bags, socks, jewelry. Next week, I'm going to Iwu, the place where all of the book bags and stationery items come from. So school, I'm hoping it's not going to be too late because I know you guys are going to be in school soon in the US. And so, but I'm going to try to get there and go to a stationery place that sells products like, paper clips, manila folders for school, back to school information or back to school stuff for children, book bags, right? So if you guys see this video and if you come across it later on in the afternoon, I know it's 10:48 right now in the US and a lot of you are in the bed, but I want you guys to understand this is a business that I can help you and get to the next level where you can make 5 to 10 grand this month. I'm giving you authentic sneakers. I'll let you come in at an MOQ of 5 or 10. I'm going to give you a discount based upon how many you order, and that has to come directly from me. It can't come from the agents. That comes directly from me because I'm here. I'm doing the sales here, guys, because I get to inspect what's coming out of the manufacturers and sending it to you, and now I'll ship it directly myself. So you guys can reach out and say, "Did the CEO send my shoe?" Yes, because I don't like people bugging me, so you know I'm gonna send them. All right. So, guys, that's it. That's my time. I'm really appreciative of the people who invested this week on the shoes, on the authentic shoes, and you're going to actually really start to see once you get your shoes in the U.S. that you have found a company that is going to make you a lot of money, and this is just the beginning. All right. So again, guys, my name is Octavian Anthony. I'm the CEO of KempSourcing.com. Guys, I look forward to working with you guys in the future. Peace and one love.